Monday morning. It is July the 15th. What? Where is this year going? Rise and shine. This is Coffee Talk. We get together just about 7 days a week at 8 o'clock in the morning, chat about what's going on in the world of weather. Some exceptions, certainly, to the rule, but it is what it is. Hope your morning is going beautifully. At least weather wise, it is. Look outside. Port Canaveral, got a couple of cruise ships. Still water in the port. I can almost feel that breeze coming in. That's a lovely morning. Let's head up the shoreline just a little bit, see what's doing. New Smyrna Beach. Yeah, we're looking up toward like the shores, the inlet. It is a beautiful morning there, isn't it? It sure is. Man, love that, love that, love that. All right, let's head inland, see what's doing. Downtown Orlando looking very, very nice this morning. Let's head over to our West 2 Studios tower cam. I see a couple of clouds. Doable, not a big problem. Orlando International Airport, looking pretty nice there. Out to Very. Oh man, like what a shot that is. It's gorgeous this morning, right? Can't forget the tourist district. I know I'm not hitting all the tower cams. It's okay. You're looking good there. Ocala's looking great. All of Central Florida waking up on the right side of the bed. And I love that. All right. First warning live Doppler radar. Not completely quiet. It's quiet over top of us, but offshore we do see a few showers well offshore of the East Coast and even off of the West Coast. Temperatures out the door, 79 in the city, 75 degrees in the villages, 73. Heyo. Heyo, what's your name-o up there in Palm Coast? Looking great. Looking really great. Forecast today does look nice, but again, we'll get into showers and thunder showers. 50% coverage of rainfall. Sure is going to be one of those days where it gets hot, and then the storms at least help to cool us down, right? Not the worst thing in the world, but we'll have some storms over top of us. Let's dial up our Futurecast model. This time of year, I think it's probably best to do the hourly run first, and then we can look to the long range. So there's two versions of our Futurecast for those of you rookies. We've got the hourly one, the one that runs every hour, gives us new data, doesn't go as long because it's constantly running. And then we've got a second version that runs every 6 hours, but is a longer view. So let's start with the hourly run, shall we? All right, here we go. This morning, looking good. Picking up on the rains off of the coastline, so that's fine. 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock. We see the rains out over the Gulf of Mexico pulsing up just a little bit, right? All right, got it. 12, 12:31, some popcorn showers around the area, but nothing too bad. And then 2 o'clock, we're starting to see more stuff. Interesting that it's this is a bit different than what I was looking at yesterday, kind of firing up a few. So the rain coverage does look like, at least on the rapid update version of Futurecast, it looks like it's a little lower. Interesting. That's different than I was expecting to see this morning. Let's go to the long range one. Yeah, okay, so the rain chances have backed down just a little bit. Interesting. What did Kellyanne go with? 50% coverage. So she's thinking that the coverage is going to be a little higher than that. Let's dial up the HER model. And ironically, the HER model has two versions as well. It has, so HER stands for high resolution rapid refresh. That runs every hour. And then there's a HER extended that also runs every 6 hours. All right, so there's that. Here's the HER model. I'm just curious to see the comparison between the HER and Futurecast. So the HER is definitely wetter, right? Like the HER is definitely wetter this afternoon. So, all right. Good times. This is one of those forecasts where you're like, all right, well, this will be fun. So Futurecast definitely backed down the rain coverage a bit. The HER is a little higher. Overall, it looks like that red corridor is where you've got the highest chance of seeing rainfall. So for my friends that live like on the East Coast, For my friends that live on the West Coast, For my friends that are in like Sumter, Lake Marion, But like West Volusia, Northern Lake, Seminole, Orange, Osceola, It's our day to get the showers and storms again. And boy, did it get feisty or what yesterday, right? Oh my God, my brother Frank never, ever, 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 ever disappoints me. Never disappoints me. Um, yeah, yesterday we got feisty, right? Yeah, East Coast except Daytona. It's there's more than just that, right? Like, I mean, if I zoom it in, the grid is basically just saying coastal is not. That's what the grid is saying there, right? Yeah. Mike, can somebody tell Mother Nature when she's baking outside it's done? Yeah, whatever she's baking outside, it's done, it's over with. Right. Carol says, I hardly got rain yesterday, tons of thunder. There was some decent rain. My pool, um, my pool, I was shocked. It filled right up. So let's do this. Let's dial up, and that's 6 hour rain. I'm going to change it from 6 hour to 24 hours. So this is going to show the rain from yesterday. All right. Um, let's just zoom in a little bit, and you can really clearly see like Azalea Park, Union Park area. And I'm just zooming in on this just to kind of make it pretty clear. But yeah, like 2.5 inches of rain there. But like right around the Four Corners, south of Claremont. Look at some of these rain numbers. Almost 4 inches of rain out near Walt Disney World, 3 inches of rain. So definitely got some numbers yesterday. Definitely. Definitely got some rainfall. And, the same idea is going to be in there today. So based on Futurecast, then, let's look at rainfall forecasts here. That's gusts. Oh my goodness. See, this is where I have to go hunting. This is when you get older. It's rainfall. Graph rainfall. Okay. All right. All right. So here's the rainfall once it loads. There you go. All right. So here's Futurecast rainfall. So it's not showing a ton. This is just through today, right? Like there's going to be some pockets that get a 1/2 inch of rain, some pockets that get an inch of rain, some pockets that get 2 inches of rain. But most of us are not. So I mean, based on this, I would say we might even be at a 40% coverage of rainfall. You know, um, doesn't look like we're wanting to get a ton of rain. Yeah, yeah. The best coverage of rain is going to be like there's your rain coverage map, the hot spots, if you will. All right. What's that memory supplement? I keep forgetting. Yeah, exactly. What's that memory supplement? Yeah. So there you go. Most of us are going to have a fairly low coverage of rainfall today, but there are going to be some areas that are going to outperform, we'll say. That's okay. Hey, it's the way the world works, right? NWS says 70% today after 5. Okay, couple things. PM Hebrew. Um, depends on where you are. And I make my own forecast. The National Weather Service makes their own forecast. I have great friends that work at the National Weather Service. So it's important to know I'm also a meteorologist. Kellyanne is also a meteorologist. We do our forecasting, the Weather Service does theirs. So it also depends on where you are. I'm forecasting just so that everybody knows. Like, let me show you the area that I forecast for, okay? Seriously, because I feel like you have to understand. You know what? Let me come back here. I'm just going to clear the map for a second. Of course, and then it becomes difficult. All right, let me just do it on the live radar. It's a cleaner map. Okay, so where do I forecast? WESH 2's coverage area starts up here, includes Marion County, includes Flagler County, goes all the way down to the Sebastian Inlet, all the way down through southern Osceola, up the Kissimmee River, across Polk County, and up through Sumter County. So when we talk about rain chances, just so that you know, the way that we forecast this is it's kind of a broad stroke for this entire area. All right, that's our yeah, what kind of art class are we having? I know it's not good. So it's a broad stroke for this entire area. So yes, the reason we have certain graphics is to help to illustrate in your neighborhood. But maybe you have 90% chance of rain here, but you have a 10% chance of rain right at Daytona Beach. So that's the struggle that we deal with, right? That's why we have different graphics. PM makes sense because Wildwood is in Tampa and their forecast covers Bay Area and Levy. So yeah, so Wildwood is technically in my coverage area, but absolutely you're going to have a decent opportunity for rain. Now that said, though, I believe that for you, like you're kind of on the cusp, right? In Wildwood. So it's I will also add a third element of like um models are trending seemingly a little drier today. So it also depends like how old their forecast is. I'm pulling up the latest model data here. Um, and we could go one further scan in and look at like the GFS for today in Central Florida. So this is GFS model. Let's pull this up. It's wide. Let me just zoom it in. It's a lower resolution model, but at least it'll give you kind of an idea. All right, so let's just look at the GFS for today. Yeah, it's super low resolution. So the GFS is going, yeah, kind of east of town, so that makes sense. You got to kind of ignore the lower levels on the GFS. And then the Euro. Mm, 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 mm. Let's move it to the Central Florida view. Excuse me. All right. Yeah, so it's kind of east, north. Yeah, so kind of north of town, east of town, and then a little west of town. Yeah, so it's yeah, Sumter, to be fair, is in the Tampa area for the National Weather Service, but Sumter County is technically in the Orlando TV area. Yes, exactly. It's the Tampa area for Weather Service TV area. Fox 13 covers us, but not Channel 8. I know you do. Not your fault. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's one of those things, and like one of my dearest friends, as a younger guy, lived down in um Vero Beach, which is technically in the West Palm Beach coverage area. Um, he wanted Orlando to cover, and it's like, it is what it is. Christy says, "Love that you keep Winter Haven on the map since I live in Lakeland, so I can pretend I'm still in your coverage." Yeah, yeah. The thing about Polk County is, I feel like half of the county gets Tampa TV, half of the county gets Orlando TV, so it's tough. Yeah. Oh, Christy, you'll always be in my heart, whether or not in your my coverage area, right? You'll always be with us. That's okay. He's okay. Whatever he wants to do. That's right. As long as we're not fighting. All right. There we go. All right. So that's where we're at. Oh, Nikki's asking, did Jeannie enjoy flying? Yes. So Jeannie had never been up in a small plane. Um, her father flew years and years and years ago, and she never went flying. And so yesterday she and I went flying. So she took, let's see here. So this is a picture of me getting the airplane ready. I'll show you. This is a picture of me getting the airplane ready, doing my thing, writing in the log, checking the airplane out, all that fun stuff. And then before you, you could tell she's terrified. And then before you know it, we got cleared for takeoff. I'm like, all right, it's your last chance, girlfriend. You good? She said, we're good. So did the takeoff. I feel like this camera is, there we go. That's a little bit, it's like hard to get it to focus, but that's okay. So we went up and we went down. So there you go. Not the carte blanche of permission, whatever he wants. Well, you know, Jessica, within reason, for goodness sake. So yeah, so we went and had breakfast. And if you live in, speaking of Vero Beach in Indian River County, if you've ever been, CJ Cannon's is the restaurant we went to. If you've ever been, it's super great. That was us at CJ Cannon's. Their their saying at CJ Cannon's is the only thing we overlook is the runway. So it was fun. No, I did not do a stall with her, Jeannie. My God, no. I tried to take it super easy. Although the struggle with the struggle with the flight back. So flight down was like gorgeous clear skies. Had breakfast. The struggle was the sea breeze down in Indian River County had started, and so as we took off, it was marginal VFR. Took off to the east and it was fine. But then I had to get back around between a couple of showers to get on the inside of the sea breezes. And because of the cloud deck, like I think I ended up flying back at like 2,500 feet or something like that. It was, there just wasn't the clouds were just being a putz already. So have fun. So yeah. Did I let her hold the control? Would you have taken control if I let you? I didn't even offer because I figured the answer would be no. Yeah, she said even if I let you, she wouldn't have. So there you go. Tiffany says I hate turbulence. Yeah, it's not fun, but it lets you know that there's air. It lets you know there's air there. Didn't have any turbulence on the way down, but on the way back as the heating started, yeah, there was some turbulence. So it was fine. An uneventful flight is a good flight. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. Being on the edge of TV markets and weather forecast offices are funny. We have to modify maybe. Yeah, that's true. No, no, no. PM and then a Hebrew statement. I don't read Hebrew. I started learning years ago, but never finished. But yeah. Being on the edge of markets, both weather service and TV. Yeah, it's a little fun for you. So agreed. Chris, did she take pictures? She did. Yeah, I wasn't taking pictures. I was flying the airplane. Sitting in the employee lounge waiting for the clock in to double shift at Pipeline. Oh, that's fun, Denise. I don't. Maybe I did do Pipeline. Yeah, I've done Pipeline once. Yeah, I've done Pipeline once. Oh, that's true, Yukon. That's true. That's true, but we haven't gotten to warp speed yet. You know, just for a teensy bit. No, she's. I'm gonna take it easy on her for sure. So yeah. But hey, I mean, like looking outside now, like this, that'd be a great. There's Daytona Beach. Like, what a great day to go fly. It's a little hazy, but it'd be a great day to go fly. Love that. Love that. All right, let's take a look at the tropics right now. Anything? I don't see anything. Yeah, tropics are nice and quiet. I had somebody yesterday email me and ask, why is it so quiet? And he got a little feisty. He's like, after all the experts said it was going to be such a crazy season, why is it so quiet? And I said, I don't really know what you want me to say. It's the beginning of hurricane season. And the guy got frustrated with me. I was expecting more from you or something like that. So I don't know what to say about that. Like we have 90% of hurricane season still ahead of us. This map I think really illustrates we're here. Like we're not even close to hurricane season doing its thing yet. When you get into August, September, October, and even the beginning of November, that's when hurricane seasons. So I think we've already had a Category 5 hurricane. We've already had 3 named storms. So yeah. Jessica says, "How dare you turn off the hurricane machine?" Like the guy got frustrated with me. Okay. So anyway, to answer his and anyone else's question of why hasn't the season been crazy? We've already had a Category 5 hurricane, and it's you know not even to like we're still walking to the mountain to climb. We haven't even started like climbing the mountain. So there you go. It's always it's always one of those things. People, I learned very early in my TV career, people have opinions. And opinions don't always come across nicely. And I feel like the thing about it that I at the beginning of TV had to really understand is like, why are people such schmucks to me? Like, there's a lot of nice people. Y'all are great. But like when somebody sends in an email, sometimes I'd say 15% of them are nice. I'd say the vast majority are like, get this guy off my TV. You know, like when I was 300 pounds, I'll never forget the one that I don't know why this one impacted me, but it was like, tell Tubby the tuba to stop blowing his horn. And I'm like, why am I letting a fourth grade insult actually get to me? I did. Now, I'm older. Some would say wiser, but it's everybody's gonna have opinions. But anyway, so to that person and to everybody else, hurricane season is just in its infancy. It barely is potty trained yet. You know, climb every mountain. Isn't that from Sound of Music? Oh man, we've had some years with hurricanes in July. We had a Category 5 this one. You know, it would bother me at all if the hurricane forecasting was wrong. No storms. Oh, it wouldn't bother me. Got it. Got it. Got it. Sharon says, please never change. Yukon, the world is full of schmuck. It's true. Tina, I wanted to share my bariatric weight loss today. 85 pounds. Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my God, Tiffany. Bleh. Tina, that's amazing. Love that. Love that. Love that. Love that. Congratulations. Love that. I haven't been skinny since high school, college. Love that. Love that. Yeah, pretend wiser, I think, is better for me. But there are many schmucks in the real world. Don't be surprised at them reaching out to you. I know. I know. I know. Rosebud says Dolly Parton gets hate mail. Some people are just haters. Oh, I would say that, every now and then as I was younger, I did. At this point, emotional mana is something I have at a premium. Seriously, right? Like we all kind of do. So if you're getting some of my emotional mana, it says something. These people do not. These people do not. Yeah. Jessica says, deep down, we're all just third graders waiting for a recess. While we're just chatting, I'll pop up the 7-day forecast as well. You keep blowing that horn, Betsy. Girl, never be flap, sometimes be sharp, always be natural. Boom. Who did? Oh, goodness. Should we have him pinch himself? Okay. Ah! Oh, all right. I'll go pinch him. He's watching a cartoon, and the guy said stupid, so he has to pinch himself. Every time we say a bad word, you get pinched. Good times. All right, yeah, like somebody's gonna call Dolly out. Literally, Dolly Parton. I like that, Keither. I prefer to just be C. That way you're not flat or sharp. Just C. Had to pick that one, didn't you? I like that, Keither. Thank you for that. Jeannie, will you take the kiddos flying? Yeah, I took Eric. I took Eric flying last week. Trying to figure out. That's what Jeannie and I were talking about yesterday. Was trying to figure out how to take Alexander flying. Wow, Marilyn, that is wild. Good for you. Holy crow. That's not nothing. Jana, we're into bad words now. Oh, it's like I I watched Eric just throw his brother down on the ground this morning, and I'm just like, oh, I cannot deal with this. I cannot handle. I have no idea what's around the next corner in this parenting world, y'all. It's tough. It's tough. So anyway, yeah, I will back to the ADHD. Yes, plan is to continue to take the kids flying, but with Alexander, he'll want to talk. He'll be the guy that's like, "Daddy, a cloud." So we're working toward these things. But Eric's good. Um, Jeannie seems good now. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I can tell you what palm olive bar spat tastes like. Oh, we've done that too. We've done that too. We've done that too. Yeah, parenting is full of surprises. Wait till they hit teenagers. Jack Daniels will be your new creamer for your coffee. Except post bariatric surgery, I can't really drink, so I don't know. Yeah. Keith, so I haven't been paying much attention lately. Anything tropical to look forward to or anything you think will come for your long range? So I would say, the next 7 days, thankfully, no tropical development is expected. So there's that. But let's take a look at the computer models and just kind of see what they're showing, all right? Soap. Yes. I got what you were saying. Yeah. Yukon. When I was 5 or 6, I watched Poltergeist. Oh wow. That's what you took away. For when you were 5 or 6, you watched Poltergeist. I feel like that is traumatic. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's traumatic. Oh, don't let him watch WW. No, 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 no. All right. So models are still hinting at that. Now let's go back to the tropical satellite for just a moment here. Um, but models are showing, you see kind of like near the Virgin Islands there, there's some moisture kind of heading. You can see it out there approaching the Virgin Islands there north of Cayenne, right? So the models are kind of hinting at that. Okay. But nothing that's like trying to organize, right? We're looking good. We're looking good. We're looking good. Another little area here in the Gulf around the 23rd. It keeps wanting to show some sort of an area of low pressure around the Gulf, around the 23rd, 24th, 25th. It's kind of impacted, or not impacted, but it's kind of carried from model run to model run. Not really a big signal here in this run, but and that's the GFS. Let's come back home. Let's look at the Euro. Some lowerish pressure, nothing wild. Around the 23rd. So now the the Euro's trying to figure something out in the Gulf. Nothing organized, but some moisture, some lowered pressure. Yeah, so nothing crazy. All right. So yeah, thankfully, out of everything that we're watching, tropics will remain nice and quiet. I'll take that. I'll take that. Did I say I'll take that? I'll take that. Vanessa, did you really? Oh my God, I won't do that. I won't put that up for the kids. Amity Horror ruined me as I heard noises in the house for years to come. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So tropics are nice and quiet, which we expect, but late July into late July watching the Gulf, and then into August, it's all on. Yeah. So all right, I watched the birds when I was 5 or 6. Ugh. Middle of next week would be 48 to 50 days since 90 hit South Florida. Yeah. So we'll have to watch and see if there's any kind of an indication of that, right? And to that point, like there's that wave. If you noticed, that's a good point to make. If you notice, let's come back here. Let me go back to the GFS for a second because if you noticed, like there is that lowered pressure. It's not like organized, but there is lowered pressure around. You can kind of see it cruising from like north of Puerto Rico slash the Dominican Republic and Haiti, kind of north of Cuba, working through over to the Gulf there, right? So there's some lowered pressure. It doesn't look like it's going to be anything significant, but the model's indicating something. So to that point, there's something there, right? There's something. So there you go. Dad once put hand soap in my mouth. It was hilarious watching him try to push the pump button. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything at all? Matt says, never got into horror flicks. I'd rather watch something positive. Also, never let the kiddo into it. You can never unsee something. Well, that's true. I kind of feel like I like horror movies every now and then, but when I watch it, it doesn't. It's one of those things. It's just like, okay, and then I move on. But yeah, for the kids, I'm not doing that stuff. I'm not. I'm also a guy though that likes not Lifetime movies. Hallmark Christmas movies. Don't judge me. Although it's weird because it's the same actors and actresses that are playing the different roles, and it's like, wait, I thought he was the lawyer. No, that was the other movie. He was. Oh, got it, got it. So I do like the more positive stuff too. But I haven't watched a horror movie in probably 15 years. This is when you get old, you start realizing that. My son asked me the other day, he's like, "What's your favorite scary movie?" And I'm like, "I don't know, Blair Witch Project." He's like, "Can we watch it?" I was like, "Nope, you cannot." It's not my favorite scary movie either. It's just the only one that came to mind. Evil Dead 2, probably my favorite. Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2. Oh man. Horror movies were stranger danger movies back then. Yeah, yeah. Oh God, Steph. Listen, my older that's 3.5. My 6-year-old, if I say no to something, he'll be like, F. And it's just like, dude, you are a kindergartner going into first grade. Where did you learn that? Want to hear terrifying? Living in Fort Lauderdale, saw The Day After Tomorrow in August. Next day it was hailing. See, I saw The Day After Tomorrow and just remember finding every single inconsistency meteorologically that it was like watching the original Twister for me. Like, can't do it. Can't do it. Oh man. It's one mega hurricane. Oh, Fujiwara. Anyway. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything? School unteach that from the bleachers, Angela. Angela says school unteaches everything you worked so hard on. I would say I remember going into kindergarten orientation and Jeannie looked at me and said, "This is it now." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "In daycare, he was a little insulated. We're going to public school now. It's going to be very different." And I remember thinking like, is it that different? Yeah. Yeah, it kind of is. Kind of is a little different. He learned it from other kids. They all learn it that way. Yeah. Yeah. I love the original Twister. I'm no meteorologist though. When I first saw it, I was not a meteorologist. I loved it. And then I rewatched it after school and I was like, oh man. Oh man. I worked with the guys from Hacks and Films before Blair Witch. I was an office assistant at Chapman Orlando and oh, that's so fun, Vanessa. That's so fun. That was a great movie back in the day. Ah, thanks, Eric. Be true to yourself. That way you won't be false to anyone else. I am who I am. And, the older I get, the more it's like I can try to better myself, and I always will. But there's just certain things that are ingrained, right? And I'm going to always fight them. Sometimes I'll win, and sometimes I won't. Betty says there are few limitations, nor monitoring in public. It's tough, man. Debbie says, yes, very different in the number grades. The kids have older siblings who teach the bad stuff, and it passed to the innocent kids. Yeah. Uh, Jennifer says, my youngest was in a small private school until fifth grade. Then she moved to public school. The difference in her mouth was night and day. It's just tough, man. Julie says, bariatric surgery, class of '09, still down 200 pounds. My God, Julie, that's amazing. I'm a little more recent grad than you, but still down, thankfully. Uh, do we all want to see Twisters this Sunday on your day off? I think what I'll have to do, summer is, summer break is all for the kids. Maybe what we can do though is one day when everybody's back to school on a Monday, when everybody's back to school, maybe hopefully it's still in theaters, we can go see it. Because I just, we're doing all the things. I'm trying to enjoy all of the moments that I can. So that's what I'm gonna shoot for. I tell my son he cannot cuss until he pays the bills. Yeah, yeah. Jeannie says, let them be little as long as possible. Life can be harsh. I feel, Jeannie, like life is. Um, eh, who is it that said like life is pain? Like it's there's great parts to it, but if you do it right, there's going to be painful moments of it, right? So yeah, I want my children to be innocent and just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and not know the bad from the good. I want to try and keep them young, but we all know that's our job to try. But yeah, woke up late. Will I be digging lightning trying to swim? Dodging lightning trying to swim today? There's going to be some storms for sure. Parents' version of back to school party. We need to find a pool to crash after. Yeah, there you go. UConn. Do they still have dollar theaters? If they do, that would be probably where it is, right? A group of meteorologists yesterday went. I was invited, but I was doing the flight thing, so yeah. Not yet, Betsy. We're waiting for a rainy day to do that, but we're going to. Yes, sir. The Adominus Rex? What? Is he scary? Yeah? Oh, hi, buddy. He's not too scary, though, right? He is? No. Okay, good. Okay. My mom always said life isn't fair. That's true. That's true. My kids are 18 and 21, so they curse as long as it's used as a verb and not a noun. Oh, my God. Chris, Amy Sweezy showing. Yeah, she organized the whole thing. Yeah. You stuck your nose up the other Mets. Snobby. No, no. It's after losing my mom. This is the truth. After losing my mom, though, emotional mana, I don't have much to give to anybody else. I'm doing everything I can to hold it tighter because I've always given everybody my too much, right? And then like if there's an opportunity to make family memories, everything else is back burner. Because I've always if I'm honest with you, I've always prioritized work over everything and can't do that anymore. So I'm it's the next chapter of my life. That's my reflection from my mother's passing. So, just trying to do that. Lisa says, certified school counselor here in Volusia County. As long as you communicate with the teacher, things should be okay. School counselors are always a great advocate and support for students too. Y'all hear that? Um, that's a great perspective, Lisa. I think that in life, you can't completely shelter your kids, right? And so, yeah, if there's an issue, speaking to the teacher and the school counselor, last year we were talking to Eric's kindergarten teacher quite often and doing everything we could do to keep an open line of communication, understand what was happening at home, understand what was happening in the classroom. So yeah. Oh no, I know you, Con. I'm teasing. I mean, yeah. Um, let's see here. Yeah, make those core memories. It's true. Vanessa says, I hear you lost my mom in April. I was just a month after you. Yeah. I get the passing thing. I got word one of the few family members I still keep in touch with has pancreatic cancer. I'm sorry to hear that. My mother went from glioblastoma. So cancer is one of those things that God, I just hope science can get there. So sorry I put getting to work ahead of things. Now retired, I see it wasn't worth it. That's the thing. Like this is great. This is not work. Like it's work, but it's not work. I do coffee talk for me. Work has never asked me to do coffee talk. This is not for them. I mean, if it benefits them, cool beans. But like I love just talking and all that fun stuff here. Um, if I wanted to stop it, I would stop it. But yeah, at the end of the day, like this pays the bills, and I'm grateful to have a wonderful job. But I'm trying to refocus in on things. I think I went just too far in the opposite direction. If you completely shelter your kid until 18, there will be an awful shock to the system then, Linda says. And I think that that's my story. I think my mother um, sheltered, and did everything she could to make my life easier as a young person. So there's this difficult it's just tough. It's just a difficult balance, right? Um yeah. Diana says lost my 72-year-old husband to cancer 5 weeks ago. It is so painful. Diana, I can't speak for everybody in the group, but I can speak for myself and just saying I can't imagine. And I'm just I'm I'm sorry. Cancer, we've got to figure this out. We've got to figure this out. We've got to figure this out. You know? So, all right. Sending love, and I'm sure I'm not the only one just sending love to you and anyone else who's going through that sort of a thing. Life can be tough at times, right? But at least the sun is shining this morning, so let's take that as a sign to know that the sun will come out and that we will continue and do the best we can. It's not going to be perfect, right? Today there will be some storms. My forecast is not going to be perfect, but we're going to do the best we can in life, in forecasting, and everything, right? It's going to get hot though, y'all. Like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, bleh. Diane says one day at a time. Amen to that. All right. Be good, y'all. Take care. Thank you so much for hanging out for coffee talk. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I will see you tomorrow morning. Sound good? All right.